This is an 8bitdo Pro 2 controller. Now, eagle-eyed viewers might notice that something is off about this controller. I say that as I make this the thumbnail. It's pretty obvious what I did to this controller. But just for reference, here's a picture of the original controller. And as you can see, the face buttons have been swapped. A and B and X and Y are all in different places. Now, what's the reason for this? Well, you know, owners of an 8bitdo controller probably already know. But for those who don't, 8bitdo, you can use this controller on your Nintendo Switch, which uses the layout in the picture, or you can use it on PC or Android or whatever else. But on PC and Android, the A, B, and X and Y buttons use the Xbox layout. And as you can see on screen, those layouts have the buttons in all different places. Now, for me just sitting at home, I know where all the buttons are on all the things I play. So, you know, I can just, in my head, connect this to my computer and then say, okay, this is where the A button is. The problem, though, is for other people who play with me. So, I have a toolbox, I bring games everywhere. If you want to know more about that, I have a few videos. But primarily, when I bring games anywhere, the primary thing we all play on is my Steam Deck, which of course is basically a PC, and it uses the Xbox layout. So, what I end up running into is I'll hand a controller to someone, and they'll press the A button, or at least what they think is the A button, and it'll do the B button action, and I have to explain to them, yeah, this uses Xbox controls, those buttons are swapped. So, the solution, obviously, you could do what I've done here. You could go on 8bitdo's website and get replacement buttons. In fact, here's a little fun fact for you. So, these button molds that are used for the SN30 Pro, SN30 Pro Plus, and the Pro 2 controllers use the same molds as the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom controllers, which is cool, except for one major caveat. So, you probably noticed, I'll have a better picture on screen, you've probably noticed each of the buttons has tabs on them. And these tabs are in different places for the different buttons. So, for example, the A button has a tab on north and south, and then a tiny little tab on the corner here. Whereas the B button has it on east and west, but then also a tiny little tab in the corner here. This is designed so that you don't just swap around the buttons, which honestly I kind of wish they all had the same tabs on the same side so that I could do that. But no, that's not the case. So, what did I have to do? Well, on 8bitdo's website, they sell several different kinds of buttons for these controllers. And I believe they're about like $2 or $3. However, there is also a mandatory $5 shipping fee. So if you do buy anything from their website, don't just buy the buttons. Buy multiple things. Maybe, I know sometimes they have sales going on their website, so maybe buy a controller or two while you're there and throw in a bunch of different buttons. And this works for this controller, and also it works for the black controller. However, there is one problem. So the reason it only really works for these controllers is because this is the only controller they sell for the Pro 2 that has the letters on the buttons themselves. All of their other Pro 2 controllers have it printed on the shell. Now the reason why it works with the black one though is because they did black letters on a black controller, so you can't even see unless you squint. It's not going to come up on camera unless I'm really lucky. Maybe I will be really lucky. You can barely see a little B button right by the A. Who is going to notice that? Who's going to notice that? And now my camera's messed up. So, actually, here's an example. So this is the first 8bitdo controller I bought. This is the SF30 Pro, which they do not sell anymore because they got in trouble with Nintendo. And that's also the reason why the SN30 and any other Super Nintendo inspired controllers don't have the different colored buttons. And also you can tell this is an older controller because they have their old logo on there, which is a little claw. I don't know how well you can see it compared to their modern logo, which is a little pixel heart. But yeah, you can see printed on the shell is the ABXY buttons, obviously because that's how the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom controller had their buttons, letters set up, printed on the shell itself. So, swapping the face buttons on a controller like that would be kind of confusing for some people because they'd see two different A buttons, two different B buttons, and they'd be like, which one do I press? So, I came up with an alternative solution. Yes, I've applied tiny little stickers on the shell of the controller, and here's the nice thing about this. As much as I would like to just be able to swap the face buttons, the nice thing about this is at least I can put the stickers on the shell and not on the buttons themselves where, you know, you're putting your thumb there and it would rub off. So like, yeah, that's cool. I'd still prefer to swap the buttons, but this has its own benefits too. In fact, the sticker sheet I got, I will put a link in the description of the sticker sheet I got, but I've got a whole little packet here. It comes with all of this. It was like $6 or $7, and I used the silver ones for the G Classic controller, and over here I actually mixed it up a little bit because I think gold and purple is a good color combo. Now here's what I'm going to tell you. If you do this, you should probably have a little pair of tweezers. So this controller here, I did it entirely with my fingers, which I think, for the most part, it turned out pretty good. However, this controller, I did the X button with my finger, and as you can see, it's crooked. So I said, nah, you know what? I'm doing it with tweezers. All the other ones I did with applied with the tweezers. And the Y, the B, the A button all came out so much better. In fact, I'm going to do a little demonstration for you to show you, me cutting and applying stickers to a controller. I'm going to put these gold stickers, we're going to do gold and purple again. I'm going to put these gold stickers on this purple controller. Alright, so before I begin, I know I shouldn't point this out, but my camera on my phone is a little broken. So there's a little black spot on the camera here, on my finger now, and one up there. No, might be on my finger, I don't know. So no, before anyone assumes, oh, he has a moldy table. No, my camera's just broken. Well, my phone still works, but if I want to use the camera, I might need a new phone. So, with that out of the way, let's start with the different letters. So, obviously, we only need ABXY, so make sure that your controller is not dirty. I'm wiping it with my shirt. I should probably get like an actual better wipe, but whatever. Okay, cool. Now, we're gonna start with the A button. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the letter A. And because I don't really need to worry about using any of these other letters of the alphabet, I'm not gonna give the letter C any space. Okay, it's got a little space, but whatever. So now I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to cut. And I'm going to yank it off that corner. Look at that. Awesome. Now I've got my little letter A. Hopefully, I'm gonna sit down. I won't be able to look at the phone screen. But I'm gonna take my fingernail and I'm just gonna try to take the little part here on the back off. And when I do, yes, I've done it. So, now I'm gonna take my tweezers. Let me make sure I'm still on the camera. I'm going to take my tweezers and I'm going to stick them in the little corner there. So, now I've got it in the little corner. So now I'm going to... There we go. I've taken the backing off. So now I have this tiny little golden A. If my camera will focus, there we go. We got this tiny little golden A. And I'm going to put it over where it says B. So, I'm going to be very careful with this. And then I'm going to... Nope, not just yet. Push it in with my thumb. And there we go. Awesome. Look at that, that's awesome. And it's a lot easier to see now because the dark gray on the purple is kind of difficult to see. So, now I'm going to do it with the other buttons here. Okay, so I'm running into a little trouble here. So this does not happen often, but I'm not even going to face it. So this is a new issue. It seems oh no, it doesn't work. Okay. So, just for people who get a little scared, so if it starts looking like the letter's gonna fall out of there, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It will not fall out. No matter what you do, the letter will not fall out of the little sticky thing. You might look at it and you might say, oh, it looks like it's detaching from the sticker, because the letter is not actually part of the sticker. It's actually like, it's literally like a piece of tape with a letter over it. Actually, I'm going to put this on the other corner so that I can see it better. Okay, obviously this is something you want to take your time with. You don't want to just and then it comes out crooked. I mean, unless you don't care. I'm a little particular about that. I think it's slightly crooked, but like, you know what? It's good enough for me. It's not, at least it's not upside down. So, now we're going to do the X and Y buttons. Now, we absolutely do not need, like I said, we do not need the other letters of the alphabet. So, W and Z are going away, but I want there to be enough space for the X button. So I'm going to cut them really close to W and Z. And now we have just X and Y. So first is the X button. You know, here, let me show you how much faster it is. So that letter B, I was using my fingernails and struggling. When I realized what I should have been doing this whole time is just using the tweezer from the start to get under the sticker. Why did I not think of that? I don't know. Let me make sure it gets under the letter. There we go. Awesome. See, the problem with this video is I can't really do this part of the video in multiple takes. I have to do this in one take and just be happy with it, because I do not feel like peeling off these stickers and showing it again. So my Y button is all clean and clear. My camera is not focusing because it doesn't want to. That one turned out much faster and much better than the B button. Awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so using the skills we've learned, don't use your thumbs like a barbarian, because that's what I did before and it turned out to take longer. Just use the tweezers the whole time. You want to take the back part off, you use the tweezers. So here I go. Final time I'm going to show you this. Take your tweezers and stick them under, if you can. I mean, you can use your fingernail for this part, I don't care. And put your tweezers under there. Look at that. I didn't even have to do a time lapse for that one. Now I've got my final, oh, the thing's stuck on my thumb. Now I've got my final one. Here we go. This is going to be amazing. Okay, let's see if I can get my thumb to, I'll hold it there with my tweezers, and now with my thumb, put it over. And now, oh my goodness. Look at that! That's amazing! Oh my goodness. The gold looks a lot nicer than the barely visible dark gray. This actually looks really fancy. Aside from the, you know, the box the letters are in, but you know what? Who cares? This is awesome. And there we go! Look at that! Look at that! That's awesome! That's really cool. Now we have the ABXY buttons oriented in the Xbox PC style, and because they're gold, it's a little easier to see them now. That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure that silver would come up easier on this too compared to what they had on there. But yeah, and here's the benefit of doing this. So like, obviously, as much as I prefer having the printing on the buttons themselves, this little pack of letters is only like $6. And just for the letter A, you get 5 gold A's and 5 silver A's. That's 10 letter A's. So you basically have enough letters in here to modify 10 controllers just for $6. That's really good. And yes, at first, my first example of showing off me putting on the A and B buttons was a little, but you know, once I, you know, actually used my head and my tweezers, it was a lot faster and it was a lot easier. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, dislike, comment, whatever. And if you do something like this with any of your controllers, you know, let me know and share your stories. I would like to hear about stuff like that, because I think, you know, as funny and silly as this is, it works, and it's cool. I think it's cool. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that maybe you were a little inspired by it. And I hope that you have a good day today. Thank you for watching. I had to put the extra letters back in the bag.